with the London Knights. And with the London Knights, we're talking about a massive difference maker. I mean, he was the guy that delivered when it counted. He was the player that rose to the occasion, that stepped up and delivered. And I've always said this about Easton Cowan. I shouldn't say I've always said this about Easton Cowan. Over the time of watching Easton Cowan, I think he has what I would call lowercase Doug Gilmour type ability. Doug Gilmour's a Hall of Famer. Doug Gilmour. But you go back and look where Doug Gilmour, I believe, was a 7th-round draft pick. It took him a little bit of time to find himself. He established himself first and foremost as a defensive player, somebody that could kill penalties and really be a good, smart defensive player. So I think Easton can come in and do that right away. But like Doug Gilmour, I think Easton's got that fire. I think he's got that burning desire. And when the challenges are significant and you got to rise up to him, I mean, Dougie always did. And I see that type of quality. I see those types of qualities in Easton. Now, I mean, I'm not going to suggest he's going to be a 100-point guy because I don't think he will be. But I think he can bring some of that. You know what Brad Treliving's word? It's going to phrase, and we're going to hear. We're going to use it a lot. DNA. If you want to have a DNA that's hard to play against, it's competitive, that's in the fight, you got to get players like that. Easton Cowan is that type of player. They need more of them, though. They need more guys like that.
Absolutely. So if you look at Easton Cowan, Michelli, and Bobby McMahon, I mean, somebody who's already there has to sort of jump up, don't they?
I don't know, jump up. Like, you know, we're always looking for somebody to jump up. And, you know, sometimes the player that we look to jump up does. Sometimes it's somebody that we're not expecting. I mean, Bobby McMahon's a good example. I don't know if Bobby McMahon has to come in and do more than he's done. I mean, he's been a real nice find for the Toronto Maple Leafs. What you don't want to see is Bobby McMahon do less. You want to see Bobby McMahon come in and deliver. They have star players. We know what Austin Matthews is. We know what William Nylander is. John Tavares had 38 goals. Matthew Nyes is a really good player. It's not like they're not lacking. But what they have to do is have they get far too little from far too many when it counts. And like again, Lundell scores. You get. I'm not even going to bring in Marchand. Luostarinen produces when it counts. Like not like in the first. There were times during these playoffs when Sasha Barkov was just playing good defense. He wasn't able to provide off. Sam Reinhart because of a little bit of an injury, but they had other guys step up. Like the Leafs. Like again, you go back and look over the course of the playoffs years. Far too many delivered far too less. So, Bobby McMahon, come in. Give me 18 to 22 goals. Don't give me less. I mean, Max Domi can't come in and give you what he gave you this year. And then what I'd say about Max is fits and spurts. It's no good. It's not going to help you. And Scott Lawton came over in a trade. I mean, there's a lot of excitement about Scott Lawton. Scott Lawton's got to give you more. So it's not just Austin Matthews or William Nylander. And I go back to the depth. That's where the Leafs have to become stronger, is through their depth. Now, is that through adding players? Yeah, you can add players like that, but it's also from players delivering. And that's what they need, because again, you can't go through the playoffs just counting on your top guys.
Hey, Craig, another team that's looking for some depth this offseason is the Edmonton Oilers. How did you feel about their move to acquire Ike Howard, the reigning Hobey Baker Trophy candidate from the U.S. college ranks, Michigan State University to be exact? What can Howard bring to the Oilers in the here and now?
Well, I think it's not just Howard. It's also Mangiapane, and Stan Bowman, faced with his salary cap situation, had to find a way to give his team more skill. They tried it last year with Arvidsson and Skinner, and it was a failure. So they needed to be younger. They needed to find skill in that age group. I think Stan Bowman did an outstanding job. Number one, you get a player that's 21 years old in Howard. He's a really good player. He wasn't surrounded by skill, like a lot of skill in Michigan State, and he performed at an exceptionally high level. Well, guess what? Now you got 97/29 playing with him. Howard's a really smart offensive player. He knows where to be, and he knows where to be at the right times, and he knows how to score. What he did last year, not surrounded like a lot of skill, he's going to have a real opportunity. And You got to be a smart player to play with McDavid and Draisaitl, and Howard is exactly that. Mangiapane, smart offensive player, and you put him with good, smart players, he's going to be able to score. If Howard can come in along with Mangiapane and they can get 35 to 40 goals for the $4.6 million they're going to cost the Edmonton Oilers on their salary cap, that is tremendous value. And quite frankly, I think Howard's ready to come in and play. I think he's smart enough to come in and play. We know what Mangiapane can do. I think that Stan Bowman went and found 35, 40 goals for $4.6 million, which is exactly what they needed. And I think that will help ease some of the offensive burden on McDavid, Draisaitl. I think that guys like that can take advantage of them, but it will also take some of the pressure away from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He doesn't have to do it as much. I mean, he's a good, versatile player. I mean, maybe Nugent-Hopkins becomes a third-line center now because you have two guys who can play in your top six. You know you have Hyman, and now you can kind of mix it around and see what else you can do. Matty Savoy is another guy on an entry-level contract, fast and speedy, had a really good season in Bakersfield. They needed to become younger. They needed to become faster. Savoy in a trade with Buffalo, Howard in a trade with Tampa Bay Lightning, Mangiapane in a free agent signing. They got more skill, and if those three guys can come in and give them some of that offensive punch, they're going to be a much better. They're not going to be a much better team. They're going to be a better team, and they're going to be a better balanced team.
What do you think happens with McDavid, Craig? We've been speculating for a long time here about what his next deal might look like. MJ was on his last hit before he went on summer vacation saying if he was Connor McDavid's agent, he'd be saying maybe, hey, give me a 2-year deal, $16 million per, and I want to see what you guys do to put me in a position to win my cup. Obviously, he can sign for as many as 8 years. How do you see it ending up?
Well, number one, the salary cap is going up significantly over the next number of seasons. So players don't want to leave money on the table. If McDavid signs for an 8-year deal, and it's not for, I mean, the most he can sign for, I think, is $19 million, because that's what the cap will be when he signs it. He signs it this year. So if he signs for $19 million times 8 years, he's leaving money on the table. And I don't think that would be prudent. I don't think that would be wise. Connor McDavid wants to win. Connor McDavid, at the end of season availability, talked about, I want to win and I want to have a chance to win, and not just do it once. He wants the opportunity. So if I was looking at it and chatting with Connor McDavid, I would say, listen, you have great opportunity here. You can put management's feet to the fire. 2-year deal, and let's see what you got. Maybe he says it's a 4-year deal, and that takes a little bit of the heat. But if he only signs for 4, I would also go back and behind the scenes tell Matt